Hello, this is Tyler with Aftertouch Audio. Let's talk explosions. Nowadays you can find thousands of fully made and ready to go explosion samples from just about every sample library developer. While this is a great solution for most indie developers and sound designers, you often run the risk of using these same samples as everyone else. So what makes a good explosion sound? First, we need to quickly have a look at the elements that make up an explosion. An explosion can be broken down into three main elements: the transient, the body, and the tail. Whether you are designing tank shells, gunshots, or full-on explosions, these three elements are always present. The transient is usually a very sharp, short sound, containing a painful, piercing sound that you often experience with extremely loud sounds. The body of the sound is where you get to flush out the details and inner workings of your weapon, including things like what is exploding? Rock? Plasma? Fire? Or glass? The tail serves a very important role, as the tail of the sound contains a majority of the spatial information. In modern video games, the tail is often swapped out with other samples depending on where your character is in the world. Are you in your bedroom? How about a forest? A stairwell? Or what about a gasometer? This is a 40-second room. Moving on. Nope, still going? It's just... There we go. This is where the majority of the spatial information is located. Paying special attention to each of these elements can help deliver more character to your sound. For me, each sound needs to have its own personality, expression, pizzazz. Even as something simple as a car door closing. Actually, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I've gotten a clip of a car door opening and designed 2 car door open sounds. For this clip, I'd like you to tell me which one you like better. Sound A works perfectly as a car door sound, and it does just that, just kind of works. But car door B, to me, has more character. It has not only the door handle, but it also has the inner mechanisms of the door. You get to know more of the history of the car without actually saying anything. And the same goes for the explosions you design. You want the explosions to have character, interest, and definition. Look past the rapid chemical reaction and try to find the little details on what is, well, exploding. Now, before we dive too deep into explosions, broken metal, and death, let's quickly talk about the single most important technique you can use to create dynamic explosions. Space. Spacing, or as some sound designers call it, cadence, is super important in designing any interesting sounds. Let me show you what I mean by using the gun samples we had before. This sound just doesn't sing to me. It's way too claustrophobic and doesn't display much, if any, character at all. But what if we delay each sound by about 25 to 50 milliseconds? To me, this sounds infinitely better, and all we did was adjust the timing at which the samples play back. Spacing the samples out allows time for each element to sing on its own, and just like the car door, you give each element its own time to breathe. Instead of clogging up your sounds with more samples or over-processing your sounds, try spacing out your elements first. Now let's have some fun and build an explosion. Believe it or not, you can design very interesting explosions with a lot of objects just found around your house. For the transient, I decided to record a kick drum, as this has a nice massive impact. I also shortened the kick by taking the end of the sample and moving it in and applying a crossfade. From there, I applied the transient master to sharpen the transient, distorted the high end, and did some multiband saturation to really bring out that high end beater. This is what I have now. For the body, I used some recordings of me dropping a big ice sheet out on some concrete, and I slowed down a gunfire by about 50%. This should give me a nice crunchy mid-range section. For the tail, I went out and processed the original kick drum and recorded a bass drum. I also applied a massive amount of reverb, added some compression and some high-end EQ, and this is what I have for the tail. As an added bonus, I went outside and recorded some debris falling down a hill, like rocks and dirt. With a little bit of multiband compression to help glue everything together, and some bass management, we have this. You can get as wild as you would like with your explosion designs. Add some synthetic elements, rubble, or even animal calls. Designing your explosions with unique elements can really help build character in your sounds, and can really help develop you as a sound designer. Check out this other explosion I designed using several layers of wind chimes, dropping oil on fire, door slams, and even some white noise. As you can see, you can design very detailed explosions with just things that are lying around your house. Don't go breaking other people's stuff, that's not nice. But with that being said, I hope this helped you in your sound design journey. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next video.